Hey everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at this 2021 BMW 430i convertible. The 4 Series is all new for 2021. The 3 Series was all new for 2020. And yeah, this thing's been met with a bit of controversy, mainly surrounding that area right there. It's quite a grille. In our case, it's a little bit obstructed by this New Jersey license plate up front here, but either way, this is the 430i, so it's pretty much the base model. That said, it is the convertible and it is pretty heavily optioned. So let's take a tour of this thing and then take it for a drive. So here's the front end. It's a rather large kidney grille. Typically, new car designs are met with a fair amount of controversy, generally just because our brains have a hard time processing things that are new to us. So it's common for people to not like a bold new car design. In this case though, this still feels a little bit over the top. Anyway though, this thing has the M appearance package, so it's riding on these 19-inch wheels with a little M logo there. Moving down the side, it's pretty long, at least visually it looks pretty long. And these wheels are two-tone, so there's a silver and a black element there. Here's the trunk lid. It's a rather flat trunk lid because keep in mind this is the convertible. You can open the trunk supposedly by swiping your foot. There we go. And once inside here, you can see that that convertible top eats up a fair amount of space, but either way, if you're buying this, you're not buying it for cargo room. There is a 12-volt outlet in the trunk here. You got some cargo nets, little tire patch kit, and that's about it. This car does a lot of beeping. Here's the window sticker. So this is a 2021 BMW 430i convertible. As equipped, it comes in at $67,000, which is kind of nuts to me. It uses a basic turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Is there a more common engine right now than a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder? Probably not. And that's what you'll find under the hood of the 430i here. It makes 255 horsepower and 295 pounds-feet of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission that, in this case, sends power only to the rear wheel. So you can get this thing with all-wheel drive, but this one that we're sitting in here is only rear-wheel drive. This one's got some options. It's got the dynamic handling package, the M Sport package, the parking assistance package, and the premium package. Along with some options, it's got the neck warmer. So that's these things. Turn them on via these buttons right here. So driver, passenger, and that shoots out warm air at your neck. The idea there is if you're driving with the convertible top down and it's a little bit chilly outside, you can keep your neck warm. It's also got wireless charging, the Harman Kardon surround system, and yeah, that's about it. And that brings the total price to $67,000. Fuel economy comes in at 24 city, 33 highway, 27 combined. This interior is pretty familiar if you've been in any other recently updated BMW. Looks like the new 2 Series has this exact same dashboard, same with the 3 Series. So some storage here. Here's your wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders, a USB-A port. It's kind of a bummer given this vehicle is all new. It only includes USB-A, and then a 12-volt outlet right there. Here's BMW's kind of quirky shift lever, and then controls for the navigation system. Luckily, the navigation system is also a touchscreen, so if you don't like these controls, you can use the touchscreen. If you don't want to use the touchscreen, you can use these controls, so that's good. Redundancy. Moving back, here's how you operate the convertible top. Goes down pretty quickly. It's really hot outside today, so we're going to leave that alone. And then here are buttons for your different drive modes. What's interesting is this is all one button here. You can see it's segmented by these little ridges, and obviously the names of the different modes. But if you press this part of the button, this part kind of moves. So we'll go sport, adaptive. So it's only one button. I'm not sure how that works, but it's really interesting to me because the whole thing moves, yet the car knows which section of the button you've pressed. Center console storage box is kind of small. We've got a USB-C port in there, so that's good to see. I take back my previous statement. Steering wheel feels pretty good, pretty thick. You've got these little notches for your thumbs. Not a flat bottom, it is heated. One weird thing about this car, it has heated seats, but it doesn't have ventilated seats. So it's a convertible, which to me says warm climate. It's rear wheel drive, which to me says warm climate, but then it doesn't have ventilated seats. It has heated seats. It's kind of a weird thing that we've all accepted when it comes to cars, that you have to start with heated seats and then add ventilated seats. You can't just get ventilated seats, as far as I know, in any vehicle. But yeah, I kind of feel like ventilated seats would make more sense in this car than heated seats. I know you could probably option ventilated seats, so that speaks more to the kind of odd configuration that we're working with this specific vehicle. Paddle shifters feel pretty good. Everything's laid out pretty nicely. You've got a digital gauge cluster and obviously an infotainment screen here. They are kind of split in half, unlike on modern Mercedes vehicles that feature everything on the same plane. BMW's interior design is fine. It just doesn't really feel as futuristic as Mercedes-Benz interiors do. I don't really have any real complaints about this interior. It just doesn't blow me away. It's maybe, if anything, a little bit messy. There is a back seat, but it's pretty small. I'm not gonna try to climb back there. You can fit kids, but as you can see there, not a lot of leg room. This thing is really best for people who travel in pairs because, yeah, third row is not great. Anyway, yeah, let's go for the drive. So this car has seatbelt extenders or presenters, whatever you want to call them, but for whatever reason, they're not active right now. So you really have to reach to get the seatbelt. This thing is definitely smooth. The interior materials feel pretty good. I don't know if this is worthwhile information to a lot of people, but it smells like a BMW. So just to reiterate, 255 horsepower, 295 pounds-feet of torque from this turbocharged inline four-cylinder. There's 50. So 0 to 60 is quoted at 5.9 seconds, which isn't really fast, but it's not slow either. Overall, I like this powertrain. It's really nothing to write home about, but power's there when you want it. The transmission shifts pretty smoothly. Overall, it's a pretty cohesive experience. Handling's pretty good. Steering wheel feels pretty good in the hand. The paddle shifters are positioned really well and they're shaped well. Makes them pretty easy to grab if you want to. That said, nothing about a turbocharged 2-liter inline four-cylinder says $67,000 car to me. There's really nothing too special there. You can get a turbocharged 2-liter four-cylinder in a Volkswagen for under $30,000. Top-down experience in this car is pretty nice. You put the windows up when the top's down, and wind noise is tolerable. Here's our first speed bump. That was at 21 miles per hour. Felt pretty planted. Here's our next one. We'll go 26. Definitely pretty smooth. And this third one is a little bit bigger. We're gonna have to slow down to about 20. Yeah, it's fine. Backup camera is okay. Honestly, it's far from the best, but you do get a 360-degree top-down view, which I find really helpful for parking spots. All right, so there's your look at the new BMW 4 Series. For the most part, this review applies somewhat to the 3 Series as well. These cars have been around for a long time. BMW has kind of perfected the compact sedan formula over the years. That said, they've kind of been straying away from leadership in the luxury space. I think Mercedes-Benz products generally are a little bit more compelling. Here in 2021, the interior layouts are a little bit more intuitive. And I have to question whether or not this car right here is worth $67,000. Powertrain is refined, but when it comes down to it, pretty unremarkable. The appearance of the car is fine, I guess. To a lot of people, it's a BMW convertible, and that's what they want, so they'll pay the $67,000 for this. To me, though, it just doesn't really excite like a car costing almost 70 grand should excite. So I think for anyone who wants a small comfortable luxury convertible, this thing will satisfy you for sure. I just kind of have to question the value proposition sometimes when it comes to European luxury cars, because $67,000, I want ventilated seats and I want more than 255 horsepower. But to a lot of people, this thing will suffice. Thanks for watching.